Welcome to the Dakota Southern Railroad. We hope you will enjoy this virtual tour. This is how it all started. Christmas Day, 1955. That is Don in the red shirt. In 2003, we purchased a home in southern Overland Park, Kansas. It had a large, unfinished basement, and after some negotiation, he began work on a 1,000 square foot train room. Plans for a layout were drawn, and in 2004, construction began. As we travel to our tour, the first part we visit is the west side. Lots of action in this area. Imagine you are on this train, headed to the lower west side station. You plan to meet your friends who have promised you a tour. Workers are scurrying to get ready for the train's arrival. Your friends on the station platform marvel at the arriving train. As the train arrives at the station, you get off to meet your friends. You all decide to watch the train as it leaves. Your friends are going to take you by trolley to view the rest of West Side. After boarding, the trolley moves out and enters a tunnel. You exit the tunnel and arrive at Mid-West Side Station. Workers scurry out on carts to load luggage, but you don't get out here. You get off at Upper West Side. This is an overhead shot, so you can better see the trolley action. Your first stop is the North American Coal Facility. Two buildings that deal with explosives. A freight train arrives at North American with a load of coal. The hopper car with coal uncouples from the rest of the train. The train backs the hopper up the ramp to unload. At the top of the ramp, the train stops and the coal is unloaded. The train pulls off the ramp and onto the main track. After switching back to the main track, an empty hopper is backed underneath the coal loader. When finished, the train pulls out. The train arrives to dump a load of logs. Next, the train moves the empty log car forward. Lionel made many load and unload accessories. Some other sights to see at Westside are bear in a cave, monks having a Bible study, barrel loader, Iceman loading blocks of ice, burning switch tower, delivering milk cans, finally a night scene. We return to Midwest Side and board a train for a tour of the rest of the layout. I am excited to see what I can from my window seat. There is a Lionel Culvert and Pipe Company. Let's take a closer look at these accessories. A small switch engine backs a load of pipes to be unloaded. This process continues until all the pipes are unloaded. The switcher backs an empty car to load the pipes. Back to our tour. The train is crossing a wide gorge. As we cross into Kellogg Yard, I see many tracks with engines and rail cars. There is a lot of action in this yard. Let's take a closer look at some of the details. As we entered Kellogg Yard, we passed over Steckert Creek. Unfortunately, over the years when something broke, they were thrown into the creek, like old 99's bell, discarded here after it rang its last ring. Here the worker is fueling the little engine. A transfer table is an efficient way of moving an engine from one track to another. Here, the work crane is unloading a section of track.
Easy does it. Keep coming. Yep. Just a bit more. That's high enough. Swinging left, watch out. Hold it for a moment. Yeah, good job. Easy does it. Okay, sir. Watch those hooks, guys. That's far enough.
Gantry crane rolling into position. A switch engine moving some boxcars. I've had jobs where I feel like I was going around in circles too. We are almost to the city of New Carrollton. People at the station are looking forward to seeing the mighty steam engine. I don't believe I've ever seen such tall buildings. New Carrollton is a busy urban area. A view down Main Street. On the left is the salt plant. Behind it is the power plant with the railroad museum behind. The tall gray building in the center is the Shell Tower. Next to the right is a building under construction. Also in the middle to the right is the Ambassador Hotel. This is the seedier side of town with its own red light district. In the front row of buildings there is a hobby shop. They sell Lionel trains. A couple of doors down is Old Grady's Tavern. When urban redevelopment hit the village of Carrollton, Old Man Old Grady wouldn't sell, so his is the only one-story building on Main Street. On the far right is the York Hotel. This is where the fancy people stay. If you look closely, you might even see R2-D2. Closer to the tracks, you will see the freight terminal. East of downtown is the REA warehouse. This is how the REA employees load the boxcar. The East New Carrollton station is served by a local passenger train and also the Empire Builder. Before you leave this area of the layout, you have to view the night scene. In this shot, you see Kellogg Yard on the left, New Carrollton on the far end. We are about to tour the part of the layout on the right. This area is called East Side. This is the New Carrollton East Station we viewed earlier. It also has a below-ground terminal. Here we will board the famous train called the Empire Builder. However, there is a problem. The Bastille Bridge is raised to let river traffic through. As the train approaches, it must stop, and you are stuck in a dark tunnel. We are moving. Finally, I can see something out of my window. That guy must think he is in heaven. Top down and stopped by the Empire Builder. Back to my window, I see swimmers in the river. Lots of trucks and trailers. Owls. Men working on train engines. Are they washing that train? Before we go on, let's look at some accessories. This one loads and unloads trailers from flat cars. Ignore that gigantic hand. Cows headed to market. Seems like one has become reluctant to go in the car. Below the moving train is the new diesel engine service terminal. Here you will find hard-working workers. And some not so hard-working workers. This accessory washes the train and grinds the wheels. On the left is the wheel grinder. In the middle, big brushes wash the train, and on the right is the steam cleaner. You may have noticed trains moving on the upper level. Here, trains provide service between Lawrence Prairie and New Carrollton. The switcher moves out and passes the oil fields. The switcher arrives at New Carrollton and stops. At the same time, the steam engine leaves the station. Next, the switcher leaves New Carrollton on its return trip to Lawrence Prairie Station. Must be proud grandparents to put their family on a billboard. Back at Lawrence Prairie, behind the grain elevator, the steamer heads into a tunnel. Above the tunnel is the Air Force Missile Complex. The switcher is back traveling just behind the farm. The switcher arrives at the station and the steam engine starts out to New Carrollton. This sequence repeats over and over again. Back to my window, we see cars on a winding highway and a forest. Here is an overhead shot of the twisted highway. Yes, there are bears and moose in that forest. Next, we enter the village of Brennanville. I think that lady is waving at me. Don likes to run several long trains by Brennanville. He has several trains, but promises this is the only one that we will have to watch from beginning to end. There are 2 boxcars in this train that make the sounds of squealing wheels and the clickety-clack as the trains roll down the track. As we leave Brennanville, we see a church and cemetery on the right. This is one of the earliest churches to be built in this part of the country. The big cross grave marker is for Mr. Smith's wife. The word is that he spent so much money on the grave marker that he can only afford 1 flower. As we cross the bridges over Miller Slough, I am excited by what I see off in the distance. As we roll into the amusement park, I am so excited by what I see. I will have to wait for the trolley to leave before I can get off the train. As I look out from the station platform, I see a beehive of activity. This shot of the amusement park shows the many activities a visitor to the park could enjoy. But the new and big attraction is the roller coaster. This new attraction has already boosted attendance by the hundreds. I purchase my ticket and make my way to the boarding area. The trip starts, then a chain pulls the roller coaster to the top. Whee! I can't talk. We go around one more time. Other rides include the junior flight, the zinger, the teacups, looks like those scouts think they are going to catch real fish. Next is the Ferris wheel. The merry-go-round is my favorite. I wonder why all the old men are in line for the kissing booth. And of course, a little train to carry people around the park. Be sure you catch the night scene. Now we board the trolley and travel to the Christmas village. Trolley stops briefly at the station, but we stay on. We are going right down Main Street. It looks like lots of places I could shop. I'm getting off to go shopping. Here is another view of the trolley's route. The trolley heads back to the amusement park. This overhead shot shows how the main line wraps around Christmas Village. I think Don snuck in another one of his long trains. Some other sights to see include the skaters, the little boy making snow angels, a cart filled with wrapped presents that are ready to be shipped out. A quick view of the upper level on the east side and the upper level on the west side. I have finished my shopping and boarded the train for my trip home. I had a great time. I hope you did too. But before you leave, take a look at the Christmas Village night scene.
There are some people I would like to thank for their help. Sam Van Haste helped by running the trains and accessories while I shot the video. Cooper Lundquist built the roller coaster. Here, Cooper and I are moving the roller coaster to the layout. And of course, the narrator, my loving and tolerant wife, Judy Miller. The window scenes in the video were shot with a GoPro camera.